My name is Nikki Mohan and I will be your host today. This is the 7th tutorial in the Fluency series called Creativity Fluency. During the course of this tutorial, you will first be able to define creativity fluency and second, be able to list the components of creativity fluency and third, be able to explain why we need to teach creativity. But before we begin, I want to welcome you to the Committed Sardine channel. We will start by using a simple graphic organizer, which many of you may be familiar with. We call this graphic organizer the ISP chart. ISP stands for Information, Sources, and Page. For those of you who have not used one before, I have put a simple chart together. In the first column, you will write down points that you consider to be important. In the second column, you will write down the source or sources you obtained that information from, like books, internet, blog, Twitter, articles, etc. And in the third column, write down the exact location. In other words, correctly cite the source for the information you gathered. For example, web address, book references, and so on. Please pause the video and take a minute to draw your chart. Now, you will use this chart throughout this video. And when you hear a point that resonates, record it in the information column. In the first tutorial, we defined creativity fluency, which is innovation and imagination, as the ability to generate new and novel solutions to real-world problems, to think and work creatively in both digital and non-digital environments, to develop unique and useful solutions. The necessity of human ingenuity has never been greater. All around us are matters of local, regional, national, and international importance that are crying out for creative solutions. Whether it's overcoming the effects of a global pandemic or stopping an out-of-control nuclear power plant from suffering a core meltdown, or overcoming the effects of global warming, etc., etc., etc. Creativity is a much sought-after skill, especially in today's highly competitive global market. Everywhere we turn, there is a desperate need for people who can, while under enormous pressure, think outside the box and create unique and captivating solutions that can transform our world. Creativity fluency, which comprises of the 9 I's, helps learners through a step-by-step process to turn ideas into solutions, including the creation of products. The process guides learners to generate new and novel solutions to real-world problems. Now, let's dig deeper into each of the 9 steps. First, we have illustrate. At this step, students present the teacher with a written description of their understanding of what they are expected to accomplish. The description must include how they will demonstrate creativity and innovation in both the design and presentation of the solution, which will be some form of a product to their respective audiences. Second, identify. Students need to determine their target audiences, which could be individuals or organizations. Then, inquire. Learners access a whole range of resources to gather information to help them complete tasks, find solutions, or create a product. Next is imagine, which is the brainstorm step, where students develop as many ideas as possible for their solution with a focus on creativity and innovation. The fifth step is initiate. Learners put together a plan or schedule which serves as a guideline, and it provides them with a list of tasks they need to complete and also identifies milestones in creating achievable deadlines to complete the required tasks. The next step is implement, which has two components: produce and publish, where students create their product and or solution, which is the produce component. Then they present it to their target audience, which is the publish component. The seventh step in the process is inspect. At this step, students' work is assessed, and the assessment could be summative, formative, formal, informal, written, verbal, or recorded. Next is investigate. Allow time to have students look back and reflect individually, in pairs, groups, silently, orally, verbally, or written. Encourage them to reflect on both the process and the product. And last, we have inspire. This step extends learning into the real world. Learners apply their learning beyond school to their local or global community. When discussing creativity, there are two related concepts to keep in mind, and they are imagination and innovation. Imagination is the root of creativity, the ability to bring to mind things that aren't present to our senses, while innovation is putting these new ideas into practice. Now, please revisit the graphic organizer you created at the beginning of this tutorial. You can pause the video or you can do it at the end. Add any additional information to the first column that you may have missed. And just for practice, try and complete the other two columns. Thank you for joining me for the 7th tutorial in this series. In the next session, we explain an unconscious mental process and why it is critical for all students to acquire. If you enjoyed the session, give it a thumbs up and please leave a comment below. Also, tell us where you are from and a little bit about yourself. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you are notified when we upload new videos. And also remember to watch the space for when our workshops are scheduled to take place, where we walk you through the steps of a particular fluency so that you can go back to your class and apply immediately with your students. Thanks for watching. See you soon.